Hello everyone, welcome to this Python video. So in this video what we will do is we will do a simple Python project for this Google account creation page. So I have written these steps and we will translate these steps into a Python code. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all these 15 steps and paste them in my editor. And another thing I will do is I'm gonna select all these lines and I'm gonna do Control/, and then we will translate each of these steps into a Python code. So if you look at this page, this is the account creation page where we need first name, last name, username, password, confirmation password, and only then I can click on the next button. If I try to click on the next button, it'll give me a bunch of errors that these are not there, right? So that's what we are going to do. So let's go back to our code. So first thing, you can see it's asking you type your first name, just like the way we have it here, first name, last name. So let's do the first name. So type your first name, save the first name in a variable called first name, and type your last name. So first let's do this. So you're gonna do print, type your first name, and then it says save the first name in a variable called first name. So you have to use the input function and you're gonna name it first name equal to input. Okay, then type your last name. So what we can do is I can actually copy this line and paste it here, and it's the same first name. I will just change it to last name, and then same thing, save the last name in a variable called last name. So I can say last name equal to the input function. Next is type a username. If you look at this page, that's our next option, username. So let's do that. So here we'll say type a username. Okay, so again I need to create a variable called username equal input, and then I want to just make sure that I can see the person's full name. Also I want to see the person's username with @gmail.com. If you notice here, Google will automatically add @gmail.com with your username. So let's do that. So I want to print the person's full name, so I'm going to say print first name. That's the variable that represents the first name, and I'm going to add an empty space. So we can do this by printing empty space here, so it's a blank string, and then I can do last name. And then it is also asking that I need to print the person's username, so I'm going to do print, the variable name is username plus, I have to add a string that is @gmail.com. Okay, so I'm done. So let me just make sure that I don't have any errors. So let's run this code. So the first prompt will be type your first name. Let's just use XYZ, XYZ, and then type a username. Let's just say XYZ. And now you can see the first name, last name. They have a space in between, and that email address is xyz@gmail.com. I can also add a text here saying that okay, your full name, and you can also say your your username. Let's add a space. Okay, just adding in text to before printing the name and username, I can have this text so that we know exactly what the user typed. Okay, the next thing is type a password, and password must be at least 8 character long. So let's do print again. I'm gonna say, okay, type a password, and we also need to say that, okay, password must be at least 8 character long. Okay, then save the password in a variable called password. Password input function. Now we have to make sure that this password is actually 8 character long. So we can use the len function that will check if that password is 8 character long or not. So I can say if len password greater than equal 8. So if you remember, the len function will return how many characters you have in that string called password. If it is 8 or more, we are good. Only then we will allow them to save the confirmation password. Confirm your password, so print that. We'll say confirm your password, and then we need to save the confirmation password in a variable called confirm password. So confirmed password. Now be careful, these lines should be indented because this line should only work if you type at least 8 characters. So this variable should be inside the if condition, because obviously you're not going to allow them to choose confirm their password if you're not typing at least 8. So if you type 8 only, then this confirmation password will work. If you start at the beginning, that means if you even don't type 8 character, still you can confirm the password. Okay, so be careful with this line. Okay, so if the password is not less than 8 character long, print your password is not 8 character long. Please try again. So now we have to create a else condition, or we can create a elif condition. Both will work. So let's do an else because that's easier. So else, we will say that print your password is not 8 character long. Please try again. Now this one is important, so the next thing is using the if condition. Actually I should say using the if condition. Check if the password and the confirmation password are the same. So now be careful that these two lines should be inside the if. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy, actually let's cut these two lines. So these two lines should be here. I'm gonna paste them here. So now you have a password and you have a confirmation password. This will be checked only if you have a 8 character password at the beginning. So that's why these two lines of code must be inside this if. Okay, so let's do them here. So first, using the if condition, check if the password and the confirmation password are the same, and then we'll print out, okay, passwords match, proceed to the next step. So if we're going to write a if condition. Now again, be careful, this if must be inside this if, because this is where you are checking if they are typing at least 8 character. So this if will only work if you do type 8 character. If you don't type 8 character, that means it's gonna go here, and that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna check if password double equal confirmed password, and then we'll say, okay, passwords match, proceed to the next step. Okay, so now we have to create either a elif or else to check what happens if they don't match. So first I'll show you with elif, and then I'll show you with else. So you can either use elif or else. As I said, else just easier. Let me just show you with else. So we'll do else print, and we'll say okay. So those passwords do not match. Try again. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I can do this using an elif. I want to also show you that. So instead of using else, I can do this with elif. So I'm going to say elif password not equal to confirmed password. So this will also work. So exclamation equal means not equal, if you guys remember. So I can use this, or I can just use else. So it's up to you if you want to use the else or elif. So now it looks like we are done. So let's see if the code is working correctly. Okay, it looks like I have an error. Let's see, what is the error? Line number 14. Oh, I forgot the plus sign here. If you notice, let's run this again. So type your first name, let's say XYZ. ABC is the last name. Username, let's say XYZ, all lowercase. And let's use 22. So first it's going to show you your full name, it's going to show your username, that becomes your email, so xyz22@gmail.com. That will be your email. Now it is asking type a password. Password must be 8 character long. So let's try a password that is not 8 character long. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can see that it says your password is not 8 character long. Please try again. So let's try this again. So let's try the same thing. XYZ, ABC, XYZ, all lowercase. So now I'm going to choose 8 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Confirm your password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can see that it's printing passwords match. Proceed to the next step. So it is working correctly. So that means if you type your first name, last name, username, and password with 8 characters, only then you can go to the next page. So that's what we just tried using simple Python basic concepts. So you just use the input functions, the concept of strings, concatenation, if conditions, the len function, else condition, elif condition. So just using the basic concepts, we try to see what happens on this page. Okay, alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope this video was helpful. See you in the next video. Bye.